friendos, welcome back to the Four Lights Podcast. I am Steve here, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Big Jeff. How are you doing?
Great. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Super.
Because we get to talk about Riker's nipple today.
Oh, it's a nipple. It's actually a nipple-heavy episode.
There's a lot of nipple in here. Sometimes it's not even necessary. Like Picard was shirtless in one scene.
Yep, exactly.
This is an interesting episode. I didn't read. There was some interesting things going on behind the scenes when it came to this episode. Did you read up on this one in the Star Trek Companion?
A little bit. Apparently, the original episode was supposed to be an allegory for apartheid.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Heavy rewrites changed Patrick Barry's original story, a direct action-filled allegory on apartheid, using the sexes instead of the races to make its point. In the original, Riker beams down with an otherwise all-female away team and stops the leader from striking him. Tasha immediately phaser stuns Riker to prevent his on-the-spot execution by the natives.
Yeah.
Data, with his machine nature, is held in higher esteem than Riker, who's thrown into jail with other slaves on the eve of a revolt, led by the marooned human Lucas Jones. He's killed... Let's see here. Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah, essentially, it would have been a much different episode. Apparently, the only thing that made it from that initial script, that initial story, into the episode that we watched was a bit where Tasha and Troy see Riker in his local garb. He's dressing for a meeting. Yeah. And he's dressed like one of the native peoples, and they have a chuckle at his appearance. So
that's funny.
We'll get to that in a second, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They are headed to the start of Angel 1. The ship, Enterprise, is headed to the planet called Angel 1, which they are there to research a missing freighter, the freighter called Odin, that has been gone for 7 years and disappeared near the planet or on the planet or something.
Yeah, is it explained why it took them so long to get around to looking for this thing? Yeah.
We've owned this house for 5 years. I still haven't done anything with the front yard. It's a disaster. It's just a huge dirt patch.
This is definitely.
It's Starfleet's example of the one house project that you just haven't got.
Yeah.
It's essentially Starfleet's closet. It's like, I got to do something with the closet. It's so unorganized. I should just call a closet company, and I don't want to. It's that thing where it's just years go by.
My bathroom fan in my main bathroom.
We talked about that before.
Stopped working, and it actually should be a super easy replacement, or even a super cheap job for somebody to do. I just need to call them, or my backsliding glass door is so difficult to open because the wheels on it are so crusty. Yeah. I could probably do it myself.
Pull the wheel out yourself or pull the door out yourself. You just pop it out.
Yeah.
And then put it on a table and then replace the wheels.
Right, yeah. Or I could just call somebody and do it for maybe $200.
That'd be on the high end, to be honest.
But I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just lazy.
The fan would be really easy to replace. The bathroom fan, you can find one on Amazon probably for about $30-$40.
If that,
just pop out the old one, make sure the measurements are right, pop in the new one.
Yeah.
You connect the right wires, you're ready to go.
But it's so low on my list of priorities. I've actually taken instead, one of my stepkids left her Bluetooth speaker in the bathroom, and all I really care about for the fan isn't the smell, it's the noise.
Wow.
So I'll literally on YouTube or on iTunes, there are tracks of bathroom fan noise. I literally just use the Bluetooth speaker to play the sounds of a bathroom fan.
Are you doing that because you find it comforting or because you want to cover the dookie sounds?
Both.
Okay,
at this point,
enough.
It's both.
Yeah.
I like the sound. It's comforting. And I don't like the sound of my own poop happening.
Fair enough. You got to be careful, though, because you don't have that bathroom fan. Sometimes you might get a little mildew. Because you're supposed to run the bathroom fan when you take a shower, too. It sucks all the moisture out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
If you have a window in your bathroom, you open the window, you're probably okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what I usually do. Once I've stunk it up, I'll open it up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good to know. I'll have to get that changed. Anyways, Angel 1 is the planet that the Odin's escape pods landed on. I guess the Odin was going to get hit by an asteroid or got hit by an asteroid.
Yeah, I think that's right. And Angel 1 is a planet that is run by women, the head of whom is a lady called the Elected One.
Beata.
Yeah, her name is Beata.
Beata.
She is the elected one.
Beata.
This is what the bridge crew is talking about. Troy is excited. She's like, "Oh, that sounds like Betazoid. Oh, it's Betazoid's or Betazoid's a strong woman-run society, and Worf is super into it.
Yeah, he says, Klingons love strong women,
which is great.
Yeah. So anyways, Picard says to Troy, hey, because they probably respond better to, a female personality or a female leader on the ship.
Communications.
You go ahead and do this. And so they open up hailing frequencies with Angel 1. And Angel 1 says, yeah, we're good. We don't really need you to show up.
Yeah.
We don't really need you here. So, but anyways, they go anyways. Before the away mission kicks off, Riker runs into Wes and one of his friends about to go on a field trip in the holodeck to like a snowy
learn how
area.
To ski or something. Yeah. They're like, oh, you're going to practice for the ski team.
And as soon as they like go in there, Wes headshots his friend with the snowball.
Yeah, they just start throwing snowballs at each other.
Like
you guys aren't practicing skiing. They don't even walk into the holodeck with any skis or anything.
Yeah.
They just want to go play in the snow. It's
right, yeah. That's fine. Just say that.
You're a kid. Go play in the snow.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Anyways, they beam down. Again, they're, it's Picard says, look, we need, again, sort of a dickhead, alien race that they need good relations with.
Yeah.
Starfleet just has to maintain all these good relations with all these alien worlds that really bring nothing to the table.
It seems really exhausting.
It really does. They beam down. Immediately, they're met with some hostility. The leader, Beata, and the mistress, Ariel, is her second in command.
Yeah.
And they're acting kind of sketchy about these survivors, these people that came down in the escape pods. There's a bunch of dudes. And they're like, yeah, maybe they're here, maybe they're not. I'm not going to answer that question. Riker immediately, I think Riker feels uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
Oh, I thought he looked a little horny. Wasn't he into it?
I kind of feel like it's the same thing for Riker. It's one and the same, dude. He gets horny, he's uncomfortable, he just wants to get his nut off.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see that especially in, wait a second, yesterday we talked about the porn, Riker's heart porn, yeah.
Yes.
Anyways.
A couple weeks ago.
When Faye, I mean, that's why he likes Minuet so much in the next episode.
Sure.
Because she's not real. I think he just likes women who just aren't real,
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that there's...
That's his thing. He wants something. He doesn't want the commitment.
Sure. That is Riker stems in Star Trek verse from James T. Kirk, who didn't want commitment. And would go from woman to woman.
Yeah.
And the character archetype is very much like a James Bond or somebody who's like so obsessed with their career that they that the comfort that they find in women is often due to the fact that they're transient or not real or like in some way instantly distanceable.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're on this planet. I'm on this planet for like 3 days. Let's make it happen. I'm gone. Never gonna see you again.
Yeah. Do they mention in this first in this first scene, that the winds of change are kind of flowing towards some progressive, like, men are starting to come up in the society? Because it's like you said, it's not just
the women on Angel One do seem a little bit insecure.
Yeah, because later on Riker starts to talk about things are changing on this planet.
Yeah,
and if you kill these people, you're gonna make a martyr out of them and just expedite the process.
Yeah,
but I don't recall if during this first scene that sort of played out or not.
It seemed to be more in subtext. Like there's there's an insecurity on the like the elected one, Beata. She's definitely a little bit insecure.
Yeah, they do have like a little dude helper guy named Trent, who shows up through the rest of the episode.
See his nipple all the time.
Little tiny guy.
A little tiny nipple.
In any event,
hairless chest.
So yeah,
and his one nipple.
Totally.
It's a weird outfit that these guys wear. It's like a slit
in
the shirt, and just the left nipple pokes out. You just see it.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I mean, if you take like the reverse, I mean, I guess that would be like the equivalent to women showing cleavage, I guess, in our society, as opposed to like just a full boob out.
Sure.
So, but in any event, he's like a little dude, and instead of dealing with it on the spot, the elected one, Beata, is like, I need some time to process this. I'm not really going to show my full hand right now. So just go. She commands Trent to go, arrange some quarters for the away team until she has more to offer. Yar immediately starts scanning for listening devices in the area that they've been sort of relegated to. Troy says that there's a bit of paranoia with the elected people, with the leaders, and I think again in the subtext it's like they need to be really careful right now. Data says, what do we do if they don't give up the survivors? What if they claim they're not there? And Riker says, well, let's not go looking for problems. I kind of feel like Data was in the right, though. Like, you kind of need a plan for a bunch of different contingencies here.
Contingencies, yeah. Data's usually in the right.
Yeah. At that point, Picard and Worf are on the turbo lift.
Yes. Talking
about a possible Romulan invasion of the neutral zone. Apparently, the Romulans have been amassing some ships along the neutral zone.
Yeah, speaking of contingencies, Picard, being the better leader than Riker, is like, oh, this shit's going down, and we got a plan for something.
Yeah.
He's like, have the ship ready for an out-of-nowhere jump into Warp 6 to jet us directly in the neutral zone, because Starfleet's telling us there's nearby Romulans that are stockpiling something, that are looking to do something. This, of note, is the first mention of Romulans in Next Generation continuity.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because Romulans go on to become a very substantial enemy throughout the course of Next Generation.
I love that this is the first sort of seed planted for the Romulans, because it really introduces, as opposed to the Ferengi when they're like, these weird cannibals. Like, the Romulans are amassing ships at the neutral zone, which sounds cool, and it introduces kind of an air of dread and tension with an enemy that we don't see until the very last episode, I think, of the season, or one of the last episodes of the season. So that's kind of cool. That's well played. As they step off the turbo lift, Picard walks in front of an opening holodeck door, and a snowball hits him square, like sort of
right in the chest.
Right in the chest. Yeah. Worf gets some collateral damage too. Wesley says, "Oh, sorry about that. It just happened." Picard said, "This is the Enterprise, kid. Nothing just happens." And Wesley's like, "What do you want me to do, man? God, I can't do anything right with you." Anyways,
Worf very pointedly is like, "What's that smell?"
Yeah.
Picard is like, "Oh, what is that?" And Worf is like, "It smells like some sort of this." He says it specifically. It's like a Klingon perfume or something.
Right.
And Picard's like, "Yeah, I'm not familiar with the smell, but I definitely smell that thing." And Wesley says, "I don't smell anything. I'm stuffed up from the snow." Which that doesn't make much sense, to be honest.
That takes time.
Yeah.
Back on the planet, Beata reveals that the escapees, the survivors, they're in hiding. They can't find them. They don't know where they are. She said 7 years ago, they seemed really cool to be here. They accepted their hospitality, but they started making unreasonable demands. From her viewpoint, they're men, so they basically don't really have many rights.
Yeah.
And, I guess requesting equality was unreasonable to
much.
her. Yeah. She calls them dangerous, which, we'll get to find out a little bit later what she deems, sort of dangerous is just sort of, some societal stuff, like, hey, men should maybe be treated equal. Back on the Enterprise, Wes and his friend are in sickbay. They're all messed up. Respiratory ailment. Picard starts coughing and hacking up a little bit too.
Rubs the back of his neck.
Yeah, so it seems like he might have something too. Back on Angel 1, Riker and Data looking to finding ways to find the survivors they're looking for. Beata sort of checks them because Riker's like, we need access to your computers to find them. And she's like, our computer systems are far too complex for a man. And Riker's like, ho. And Data's like, hold on, I'm a computer. And he's like, I have a dingus, but I'm just a computer. I'm not actually a man. And then she's like, oh, that's interesting. That could be fun to play with. And then she's like, yeah, okay, have at it. You can look at our computers. After that, Troy goes to Riker, and she's like, I've been given this outfit for you to wear, thinking that Riker's going to be like, I'm not doing that. But
he's super into it. He's like,
really into it.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna rock that shit.
He's like, this is my role. Like, I had to wear furs on this other planet when I was meeting with their people. I had to wear something else. on a different planet.
It's part of being a first officer.
And
it's what we do.
He's kind of reveling in the fact that he's going to do this because it's so like Yar and Troy are so like anti, but in a very sort of charming, jokey way. So he ducks behind the wall to get dressed, to get changed. Back on the Enterprise, Crusher orders Picard to bed rest because he's got a nasty cold. So Picard, obviously has to follow orders. He puts Geordi in command for the very first time. Geordi gets to command the ship. He goes and sits in the captain's chair and has a moment. This is a great little moment, and I'm really glad. So later on, I don't know if you ever saw this one, but there was an episode of Voyager that takes place in the future, probably like 25 years into the future, and Geordi is in command of his own Starfleet vessel. I think LeVar Burton might have directed that episode as well, which explains his cameo. But it fits him very, very well.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I kind of wish they would have like fast-tracked him for command, but at least we get to see in a much later series that idea sort of stuck, because Geordi has a great moment sitting down in the
It'd be great if they did a new Star Trek show with that was like 30 years in the future with Geordi as a captain.
There are so many things they could do. There are so many things they could do right now. I really hope. Because if you think about just how popular this era of Star Trek has become, like it's not surprising at all the recent news that they're looking into possibly doing
a new Peace Do show.
Yeah. It'd
be great.
Yeah. So anyways, Worf he's come down with the virus. He's got a sneeze.
Klingon sneezes sound very gross.
Yeah.
Very like snotty and moist sounding.
Yeah.
It's usually off screen. It just sounds like 14 dogs sneezing at the same time.
Yeah. We don't get to witness that just yet.
No, you're right.
But that's a little bit later. Back in
on Angel One,
the planet.
Riker's in the local garb. You see, and this is where the Riker nipple happens. First of all, he's got just a healthy mat of chest hair.
It's like shag carpeting.
It's impressive,
dude.
yeah.
It's like the 70s
very much like
shag carpeting.
But weirdly, I don't know if they trim the hair around his nipple, but there's about 4 or 5 centimeters of skin around the nipple.
Right.
That really highlight that left nipple.
So Picard's nipple is like the same. I'm sorry. Riker's nipple. Picard's nipples are totally normal. We see them later.
Yeah, it's fine.
Riker's nipple is like the same color as his flesh skin.
Yeah.
As the skin around it.
It's almost like he has no nipple. Like he's got a translucent nipple.
It's like his nipple is, but it's clearly like an areola there.
Yeah.
And so but it's like it's all just shag carpet and then cleared area of nipple. Troy and Yar share literally a giggle, and it's very cute. I'll be honest, it's a cute moment. It's
cute, it's fun. Yar very inappropriately tells her commanding officer that he looks kind of sexy.
You look kind of sexy. And so that's I like that people are kind of lightened up a little bit at that point, though. Because we get a lot of that kind of stuff. I mean, I think Yar might have crossed the line when she literally told Picard that she would bang him
if he weren't a captain.
Yeah, but I think
she could have went further.
She could have.
She didn't take her pants off.
No.
Or she didn't do one of these. Captain, if you weren't a captain.
Yeah.
Let's do that. One of
what?
These. Is that what we're doing? Oh, gross.
It's like, what is it? What are any of those sounds? I don't know what they are. anyways, then Riker, to continue on the Riker nipple thread, he meets with Beata, and his nipple is covered with chest hair. So it looks even more like he doesn't have one now.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's all weird.
So when Riker and Beata have a meeting, is it an M-E-E-T-I-N-G or is it an M-E-A-T-I-N-G?
Starts out as the first, ends up as a ladder.
Ends up as a ladder.
Yeah, because she immediately is like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I love your non-nipple.
And just like, I
want to trace that crop circle in the chest here. Yeah, we're having fun later, fella.
Want to do some coke? Anyways, Beata's all over Riker, man. She really is. She tells Riker to delegate. She says, have your away team continue to look for the survivors. We are going to have our own meeting. This time it's M-E-A-T-I-N-G. Yeah. Anyways, you're so juvenile. Yar and Troy and Data beam over to where the fugitives are. This dude is NWO and MacGyver. He looks like a fake MacGyver.
He does.
He's
yeah,
got
right.
MacGyver hair, man.
Yeah.
Super MacGyver. Anyways, Picard calls the bridge. He is in bed, I think. He's
that's when he's snuggled up with a blanket.
Yeah.
Like he's doing a Linus from Peanuts. He's got he's got a little baby blanket.
Yeah.
And he's like sort of shuddering. And he's clearly sick and feeling shitty.
Right. That's when Worf sneezes.
That's the Worf sneeze.
And Geordi says there's been 82 more cases. Things are being really bad. Picard's being super dramatic. And then somebody from engineering calls to Geordi. And he says, I'm on my way. And as Worf is about to leave, he says, Geordi, you're in command. You need to delegate. And Geordi's like, oh, thanks, Worf. And so he calls engineering. He's like, somebody there can handle it. I'm good. I'm captain now. And he's like, Worf, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was a good little moment. Really nice little moment between
nice.
those two. Back on the ground with the survivors, NWO MacGyver is saying he doesn't want to be rescued. You know, we all have families now. We've been here 7 years. We really like this place. We just don't like that we have they're not giving us any freedoms. We can't do anything. Riker, back with Beata, they're drinking.
Yeah.
She totally hits on him.
Getting
She's
into it.
rubbing her hands through his matted chest hair.
I don't think it's matted because she's sort of lovingly runs her fingers through his.
There's about to be all
thick,
sorts of
lush
chemicals
chest
in
hair
that
for
chest
sure.
hair.
Oh
man.
yeah, it's going all over the place.
It's going to be all over the place, especially like she's an alien.
Oh yeah.
Who knows what's going on? Anyways, they kiss. That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Trent comes in, cock block.
Little guy Trent comes in.
Yeah, he comes in, little guy, and he like gives. They had like this little present. It was like a little scented candle from the Enterprise.
It was an Albany meditation crystal.
Oh.
But it did look like I made the comment when it came out. I was like, "That's a scented candle."
He got it from the duty-free shop on the Enterprise for sure. That was a last-minute thing.
Oh yeah, just right before he stepped on the transporter pad, he's like, "Oh, I gotta get some. Hold on a second.
Hold on.
Let me run over to the shop."
O'Brien's in the duty-free shop. He's like, "How about this
scotch
scented candle thing?" Exactly. Anyways, the implication is they're about to bang.
Oh yes.
And the implication also is that Trent wants in on it, but they shoo him away.
Yeah. He stands there for a solid beat,
He's like,
I'm ready to go too, guys.
Like,
yeah.
Or at least you need a camera operator.
Yeah.
Anyways, back on the planet, NWO MacGyver talks about how crappy it is, how they treat men. But he doesn't want to leave. He's like, this is my home. I like this place. It's cool.
Yeah, he says pointedly, we built a life here. You know, we have ladies and we have kids and we have ladies who treat us as equals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Data tells Troy that in actuality, they don't even have the legal right to take them by force because the people from the Odin, the survivors, they're not Starfleet.
They were just on an independent freighter. And those people, so because they aren't part of Starfleet, the Enterprise, as part of Starfleet, doesn't have a right or obligation to take them off the planet, and B, the independent Starfreighter Odin crew doesn't have an obligation to maintain the Prime Directive, so they can stay there and do whatever they want to. They can have kids, they can build a life, it's up to them, you know?
Yeah, if they want to try to take that planet by force, they can do that.
Sure.
Let's see here. Riker is sharing some pillow talk with Beata. I'm assuming that because they're still dressed completely, they didn't actually...
MEAT.
Right. They didn't SEX. They didn't fuck. The away team then interrupt the Riker sex session. Yara lets him know that NWO MacGyver and his team refuse to leave. Beata then says, hey, okay, well, they're going to die. We're going to put them to death.
Sure.
I've just decided that. I'm going to execute them. Picard is back on the Enterprise. He is in bed, naked, or at least shirtless, and he's messed up. He's a mess. Crusher
he looks
comes
real
in.
bad. Yeah, it looks real sick.
Crusher comes in. She is some sort of concoction that she made that apparently looks bad, tastes worse, but will probably make him feel better.
It's not a cure. She still doesn't have a cure.
She's all
but
about...
But it's some sort of aid. It's some sort of like 21st century NyQuil. So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
something for the symptoms.
Yeah. So he drinks it. Apparently it tastes gross. And then she's like, you smell something? And Picard's like, sorry, I farted. No.
She very specifically says it smells like the Klingon thing that Worf said earlier. It's like, oh, that's like that weird Klingon flower, which is the same thing that Worf said earlier.
Yeah. And so she puts two and two together.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, the virus must be some sort of. It's like it's in the air. You smell it. It smells good.
It's an airborne virus that transmit to people via a pleasant smell."
Yeah. Where did this thing come from? We have no idea.
Here's the thing. We talked about this a bit off camera. I feel that the implication is it came from the holodeck. Because Wesley and his friend are the first two to get sick, followed up by Worf and Picard.
Yeah.
It is clinging on to people and smelling good and spreading around the Enterprise. And Ground Zero does seem to be that weird snow holodeck program.
Dude.
So this is like another in an episode in a group of these recent episodes where the holodeck is really fucking up, and they should really, like you said last episode, shut it the fuck down, put up some yellow tape.
Yeah.
Like, off limits,
Caution.
out of order.
It's not worth it.
Don't use this shit right now. It's no bueno.
Just look at porn online.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do
Access Riker's weird holographic heart.
Look at heart porn,
programs.
please.
2 girls and 1 heart.
And
Do
two
that,
girls, one heart.
please.
Very popular download on the Enterprise at this point. Anyways, Riker gets an update from Data on the Enterprise update. That was a weird sentence I wrote down. Lots of people are sick.
Oh, yeah.
Romulans are amassing in the neutral zone. Troy senses something's about to happen. Beata comes in. They have captured the survivors.
Yeah.
They found them. And by the way, Mistress Ariel totally banging NWO MacGyver.
Yeah.
She was in on it, and they said, they were like, you ratted us out. And Beata was like, they didn't need to rat you out. We just followed Mistress Ariel. And she's like, by the way, you're going to die tomorrow. We're going to put you to death.
Mm-hmm.
So Riker takes it to Beata. He says, look, let me take the survivors in lieu of execution. We'll just get them out of here. They take it up with NWO MacGyver, who says, I don't care that we're going to die. I don't want to go. He's very stubborn. He refuses, which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
He's got a family. If somebody said, hey, I know you really like this place. You like living as nomads in fear of your, being captured every day. But we can take you to the Enterprise, dump you off on a really nice planet.
Any
or
one
Earth.
of a number of many different planets.
Go hang out with the Ito.
Yeah.
They're cool. Just don't
stay away from the fucking flower beds.
Stay away from
That's
the
it.
flower beds, exactly. He says, no, I want to stay here. And so Riker basically says, you know what, I don't really care how stubborn you're going to be. We're going to beam you off here. And Data says, we really can't do that. And Riker says, yes, we can. I'm going to. I'd rather face a court-martial than let these people die.
Honestly, it's kind of inappropriate on Riker's part. And they have bigger fish to fry. Like, this whole Romulan thing seems like a much more pressing...
Yeah,
A, the
sure.
Romulan thing, which is very much a subplot in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But B, the fact that everybody's getting wiped out by this weird virus that they don't know where it came from on the ship.
Yeah.
That's a bigger deal than 4 random freighter survivors on a planet that want to be there.
Yeah.
And possibly will die for wanting to be there. Riker really should have been like, all right, we got bigger fish to fry right now.
Did what we can do.
We're out. Sorry. Good luck, fella.
Riker, I wonder if he just has this burning desire to sort of show up the women in charge. He's like,
I mean, I think that's part of the subtext. He's like, these ladies need to get put in their place.
Right.
And I'm the guy to do it.
And Riker's going to do it. It's time for Riker to shine.
Yeah.
Anyways, Crusher won't let them beam up, though, because everybody's messed up, but does let Data beam up. So Riker says, listen, before it's too late, you need to get to the neutral zone because shit's going down. And Data's like, gotcha. Beams up. The next morning, Trent comes in, asks them to attend. I forget what he referred to it as, but he had a very, very nice way of saying execution. It was like a celebration of moral code or something like that. And even Tasha was like, is that what you call an execution?
You're going to get executed.
Yeah.
That's what that is. There's no euphemism for it.
So Riker gets a call from Data, who is still on the ship, and Riker's like, why? I told you to go away to the neutral zone. The Romulans are coming. And Data's like, actually, what you said, word for word, was don't leave or make sure I get there before it's too late.
Yeah.
And he said, I calculated the time it takes to actually arrive to the neutral zone, and I added in the amount of time it would take for one of our ships to get destroyed by the Romulans. Which really, we learn later on that it doesn't take long for a Starfleet ship.
No, Romulans have very powerful ships.
Yeah, so I don't know why I even mentioned that. But he said, and we're good. We have about 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
Crusher has that, which I don't know if Crusher's been working on this overnight.
Hopefully.
You would think so, but I would think that 45 minutes is really not that much time. But in any event, he said, we have more time to do this. Riker's like, okay, cool, Data, good job. After that, Riker and the away team, they say, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and attend this execution. They get there. The execution hasn't happened yet. Beata performs a demonstration of their execution process on a vase.
Big vase.
A vase.
A vase.
And it basically just sort of vaporizes, kind of. And she says...
It's like a weird setup. It's like these two pillars.
Yeah.
With cylinders on them about the size of beer cans.
Yeah.
Horizontally. And they glow red. And then there's like... presumably heat beams that vaporizes this vase.
Yeah.
So that's the mode of execution is one of the NWO MacGyver is going to stand there, heat beam's going to come on, and he's going to get vaporized.
But she says it's quick and painless. I mean, it takes a good 3 seconds for the thing to vaporize.
Yeah.
But maybe it I don't know, maybe it disables your, pain receptors or something, your nerves.
Heat immediately burns off your nerves so you don't...
That could be, and then you just disappear in 3 seconds. But she says it's painless and swift. Riker's like, look, here's the deal. You and I both know that this planet is headed for changes. People are formulating new progressive thoughts about, equality amongst the sexes. And if you kill these people, in short, they will become martyrs, and it would just simply hasten the progress that is being made on this planet.
Yeah.
So she, at first... sort of no-sells him and has Trent continue on with the execution process. Then Mistress Ariel says, Beata! And then Beata stops Trent. And she says, all right, I'm going to think about this.
Yeah. So
she goes away to think about it. Let's see here. After that, Crusher contacts Data and says, Kamaya, I did it. I got the...
We're Data good. On the bridge solo.
We're good to go. Yeah, Data's just chilling on the bridge.
Which is fun.
Exactly. She's like, I figured it out. We're all good.
I got the cure. I'm administering it to the entirety of the crew.
Yeah. Data contacts Riker, says, we're good to go. And then Riker wants Data to lock onto the survivors, but stand by. Don't beam him up yet. Beata comes in and says, you can live... and we'll just put you on a very remote area of the planet. Life is going to be hard, but you will be able to live. And she says, we maybe can't stop evolution, but we can slow it to a crawl, which everybody seems totally fine with. Riker got his way. Back on the bridge, they return. Riker, they all come back. They're all inoculated. Picard, his voice is a mess. He's still recovering. He's like, oh.
He's got a post-sick voice. Sort of a weird laryngitis thing.
Yeah. And the gag is he cannot say engage. They lay in the coordinates, and he says, engage. And then Data, instead of just being like, oh, I get it. Okay, I will go. He says, what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. And then Picard shoots, laser beams at Riker, and he's like, engage. And then they go, and that's it. That's the episode. It's kind of a whatever episode, to be honest with you.
It's another one of the first season episodes where they try to do some sort of anti-capital punishment thing.
Yeah.
That felt kind of flat.
Yeah.
Riker's soliloquy about making martyrs out of people fell kind of flat. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad episode, but it's not a great episode either. It's kind of a whatever one.
It's got some decent little character moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got Riker's weird nipple. So, we get that good 5 to 10 minutes. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have a new episode of The Four Lights next week, and until then, we'll talk to you guys later.